Today I'm making an air-fried, microwave smashed Brussels sprout. Now that's a bit of a handful, I know, but stick with me here. So the first step is to take your Brussels sprouts, lay them out on a plate, and we will just give them a quick wash. Just any loose particles, and then drain off the excess water. And we will now microwave these 90 seconds to 2 minutes. These are slightly larger. If all of them were this smaller size, then 90 seconds would be fine. But I will do 2 minutes. So I'll cover them. I have this little silicone dome. And then microwave for 2 minutes. While that's going, let's do the rest of our mise en place. So I will get a cutting board, this mallet that I'm going to be using for the smashing, as well as some paper towel. That was a bad rip. Paper towel. I'm going to set this just on the cutting board, and black pepper, as well as some cheese. This is gonna be, I'm going to be using the Pecorino Romano, so this is gonna be cacio e pepe. Right, and then a grater, and I should have just about a minute left on the microwave, so I will just go ahead and start processing some of this Pecorino Romano, which I am choosing cacio e pepe today, partly because it's easy and quick as a flavor, and partly because I have this Pecorino Romano from the chicken and broccoli video, and so I need to use it. So I'm just going to grate my Pecorino Romano until I have enough, or the microwave is ready. I think I'll do a bit more than this. Get it nice and cheesy. A bunch just flying onto the counter. That actually seems like a good amount. Okay. Get off any excess. So as for the microwaving, you want it to be soft enough that you can smash, but as raw as possible, essentially, as under as you can get it, because you don't want the Brussels sprouts to be mush. So slightly under is best. As I said, this size 90 seconds, this size 120 is about right. Now the reason why I've lined this cutting board is to absorb the excess water, because when we put it into the air fryer, we want the Brussels sprouts to be crisping up, to be browning, and not to be evaporating water. So actually, this extra one will just blot off some of the extra water. Then, if you don't have a tenderizer mallet sort of deal, any sort of dishware with a flat bottom will work. You just take it, press down, and you'll have a flat, crisp, a flattened Brussels sprout. Now I'm going to be using the mallet. I'm going to press down first and then smash down. And I'll explain a bit more about the technique, but let me first get enough to put into the air fryer, or else my timing won't work out. It's a little tight. Right. So I think I'm okay actually, but the reason why I'm pressing down is because, well, one, to fan out the leaves a little bit, ideally. That gives it the most surface area for browning, and that's something that we want. I'll save those two for demonstration. We'll just place these into a bowl. A little bit of neutral oil. And some salt. Just give that a little toss to coat in oil. And then transfer this to your air frying rack. Spread them out into a single layer. And then into the air fryer. That was the time sensitive part. Let me explain to you a bit more about the smashing technique. So you want to press down you want to press down first. That scared me. Because if you just smash too hard, too violently, or without pressing, you can see the insides may just eject out. So if you just press it down, get it to, start forming into the correct shape, and then gently pat it down afterwards, that works a little better, a little less mess. As you can see, it has sent the inner leaves kind of everywhere. Now, you might wonder what to do with these. Well, one of the things I'm going to show you is you can prep these, microwave and smash them ahead of time, and then just leave this in your fridge. The excess water, the steam will evaporate off, and then they'll actually crisp up and fry even better, so you can use it for, next day's brunch or breakfast, or, well, any meal in the future where you want to have some ready to go vegetable that all you have to do is finish. And so I have, 3 minutes of extra time. I will start doing a little bit of cleanup. Now, as I said, I didn't say this yet. 450 degrees, air fry 5 minutes. That will actually be on the lighter side of browning. Unfortunately, my toaster oven doesn't go higher than 450 degrees for the air fry mode, or actually any mode. So that's what I'm limited to. If yours can go up to 500 degrees Fahrenheit or even 550, it will more realistically be able to finish in 10 minutes time. But they'll come out, they'll be crispy enough and edible at 10 minutes. Personally, I would say I'd probably even brown them a little bit longer. So I will show you a 10-minute version and then one where I pop them back in to brown just a little bit more. And yeah, in the meantime, we're just gonna start cleaning as we go. Good practice for anything, but especially for a recipe where all the active cooking time is finished before the end of the recipe. Okay. I'm going to need this to toss in the cacio e pepe. Speaking of which, our cacio e pepe needs the pepe, so I'm going to grind. I want a bit more pepper, an appropriate amount of black pepper. Okay. And then continue washing. There's a rinse. Got 35 seconds left on here, 50 here, that's perfect. Is this wet? Nope. I'm going to be using the plate we used to microwave as the serving platter. Actually, it is. I threw out the blotting paper towel before, but you could use that to wipe it off. And yeah, you can see that actually there's some pretty nice color on these already because I dried them off pretty well. But I personally like it a little darker, a little more crisp, a little more brown. But these are not a bad Brussels sprout. I'm forgetting the step where I put them back into this bowl and toss with the finishing. Okay. As always, I don't truly count the finishing step. Basically, if you cooked it in 10 minutes, and you could reasonably serve it up at a party and then do this tableside and get oohs and ahs, then you had a 10-minute recipe. So, I mean, this is what, 15 seconds of coating in cacio e pepe. There you have it. 10-minute microwave smashed air fried cacio e pepe Brussels sprouts. Give me a second. I will now. Sup? Okay, here we have the air fried microwave smashed Brussels sprout. Nice and tender without being mushy. The crispness is a bit lower, like I said. I prefer them to be a little darker, a little browner, a little crisper. So a little more time than 10 minutes. But if you don't like so much char on your vegetables, 10 minutes is all you need. But as you can see, we do have nice browned charred bits, so you get all that sort of roasted brassica flavor from the Brussels sprouts. Obviously, you can't go wrong with a pecorino romano cacio e pepe. I just happen to have this on hand. Classic combination, works well, but you can do that however you like. So here we have a batch that was slightly longer than 5 minutes. I think more around 8. And fresh out of the oven, you can see there's a lot more color, and you should be able to hear a difference too. Just that nice crispiness. Now, if you don't like the more bitter flavors that come out when it gets this brown, then great, you have a 10-minute recipe. This is much closer to how I like it. Actually, I like it even a bit darker than this, but at that point, the bitterness does become kind of contentious. I shouldn't be eating all of these, but they're so good. I didn't even use cacio e pepe. This is just oil and salt and delicious, delicious browning. I really need to stop. This is supposed to be a dinner.